my surrender day. My boat had got away from me on a cold, windy day. As I began to swim out, my body began to shut down, and I started to struggle and drown. I remember what I asked God that day: save me, Lord, so I can see my son again, and I will change and live my life for you.
This segment of Surrender Outdoors is brought to you by
Formulated to attract with nutritional benefit and prove irresistible to whitetail deer, it's gotta be Heaven Sent. Heaven Sent whitetail deer attracting. Well, this 2018 season was definitely one I had been looking forward to. It goes back to 2 years ago, to the prior year, me getting covert trail cams of 2 different bucks, a big 8 and a big 10. Both looking a little young to me, both shooters, and by my standards and by most people's standards. But I knew if I could keep these bucks on this property and keep them alive, they were going to be absolute giants the following year. So with that being said, I put in all the work, kept my one and done feeders full of Trophy Maker Antler Blaster. That's a protein that we use by Bluebonnet, and I fed these deer year round. So I went into this season with a number 1 and number 2 hit lister, the big 8 being number 1, the big 10 being number 2. Now, we had some events happen, and I was kind of hesitant as to whether or not I should even share this story with you folks. Our new title sponsor, title partner, Jeff Christie with One and Done Game Pro. We were headed to a show at the NWTF this year in Nashville, and I was telling him the story and telling him, I can't decide if I want to tell the folks at home this story. It's become so judgmental these days, and how people act and how they react when they're sitting there watching our shows and how they judge us. And so I didn't know if I want to share it or not. He's like, Michael, you always show the real stuff. So anyways, go into the 2018 with lots of high hopes and anticipation, and just hoping and praying that I can get it done on 1, possibly 2 of these bucks. I was in the stand October 5th, and I saw both of them in the daylight together at the same time. They skirted me about 50 to 60 yards, and we just had a rainstorm move through, so I think that's why they were up early, and I couldn't get a shot at them. So I knew where I was going to be the next day, just hoping and praying that the wind was going to be right. So October 6th, I climb up in my stand. You can feel it in the atmosphere. Rain is coming. They're predicting rain, and they're predicting a lot of it, like 4 to 5 inch gully washer. Young bucks start appearing. It's starting to get dark. I'm starting to think it's not going to happen. And all of a sudden, I hear a big buck in the woods making a tree rub. And I mean, he is tearing it up. And this goes on for about 10 minutes. You can tell that it's a big mature deer. All the other bucks are in the field. They're stopping, they're looking. You can tell by their posture that it's one of the big ones. And in my mind, I'm thinking it's the big 8. It's got to be him. He's the most mature deer. And all these deer are standing there showing respect and showing a little bit of worry too, because some of them start to walk off. The 8 point has a name. I call him Hoss D. And I'm not going to tell you the meaning for that name yet, and you'll see why. As you can see hanging over my shoulder, that old rugged cross that was given to me by a fellow at Antlers in my hometown when we were doing a show. And he heard my testimony and brought that over to me. But we're just going to leave it at that. So I look up, and Hoss D is coming in. He jumps into the feeder pen. He's not turning broadside. I'm self-filming. I don't have a cameraman with me, so I am juggling between filming, between clipping on my release onto my D-loop, you know, getting my bow pulled back, actually do pull back on him a couple of times. One time the cow would start yelping, as you can hear in the background, and I'm thinking, you know, this is my opportunity right here, and I get pulled back, I got the camera on him, get pulled back, and fixing to shoot him, and he turns back. It was just one of those deals where, in my mind, I've seen him in the daylight on the 5th, and now he's here in the daylight on the 6th, and it's just one of those now or never things. He is severely quartered to me. As you can see in the footage, something goes terribly wrong. I've got all kinds of excuses, but I'll say this, I took a shot that I should never have taken. And I regret taking that shot. Fortunately, I completely missed him, but now he's educated.
The E1 LTE wireless cell cam from Covert. Functional and dependable, easy to set up and loaded with features. Ultra-fast trigger speeds, 10 burst mode options, and wireless transmission across AT&T and Verizon networks. With motion and heat-activated maximum silence image capture, Covert continues to lead the way in wireless cam technology. Access and view images anytime over the Covert mobile app. 24/7, 365. When he's there, you'll know it.
Justin Boone with Bryan Appraisal and Realty understands the importance of your hard-earned dollar. Justin specializes in farm, ranch, and recreational properties. Give Justin a call no matter your realty needs. And remember, integrity still matters.
I'm Justin Boone with Bryan Appraisal and Realty. For all your real estate needs, farm, residential, or commercial, give me a call.
Backwoods Hunting and Fishing Supply in Caddo, Oklahoma stocks a full line of hunting and fishing equipment. From guns, bows, ammo, knives, targets, deer feed and feeders. And yes, we have bow fishing too. If we don't have it, we can get it. Our goal is to keep you in the backwoods. So stop by 131 Buffalo in downtown Caddo. Texoma Trailers, locally owned and operated, specializing in car haulers, farm trailers, cargo trailers, and deer feeders too. American made, and we will beat anybody's advertised price.
This segment of Surrender Outdoors is brought to you by
Graphics Headquarters, your headquarters for signs, banners, vehicle wraps, and more. Give us a call today, 580-504-1114. On October 14th, you know, I'm in there hunting, hoping to see Hoss D again. The Big Ten has just been showing up at night. They've started to separate. He's just been showing up at night to feed. Hoss D took 2 or 3 more days to come back in, but it's at night also. But these bucks are no longer together, so I know that they're fixing to start hitting their territories, making tree rubs, scrapes, just tearing the country up, marking their territory. When Big Ten comes in, he does exactly what Hoss D did. He comes into the feed, but this time, thank God, he turns broadside. I get the camera on him, everything looks good. I pull back. And I hit the trigger, and then I grab the camera. What do? I gut shoot him. I cannot believe it. He's standing there 22 yards broadside, and I gut shoot him. So here I have missed my number 1 target buck, and now I've gut shot my number 2 buck. So the next morning I call Chance Hodge, one of my staff members, and ask him to come up and help me look. I get permission from the landowner. We trail this deer across to the fence. So I get permission from the landowner to go across the fence and look for him. And I'll be dang if we don't get in there and jump him. I called the landowner again, asked for permission to go back in with dogs, and I was told, and I quote the text, if the deer is dead, he will still be dead. He'll still be in there after season. So I'll just be honest with you. It sent me in a direction that I hadn't been down since Big Boy. And I just had a couple of weeks there where I just didn't want to hunt. I didn't want to go. I felt like a failure. My number 1 buck has disappeared. Number 2 I know is dead somewhere. I don't know if somebody has found him or what's, so I just don't want to go hunt. So anytime we get in that situation, we should worship God no matter what, through the good and the bad. And I knew I had to pull myself up by the heel straps, and I'm not sitting here trying to make you guys feel sorry for me, but I just want you to know that I'm normal. I get down in the dumps too. Everybody sees this as a dream job, and it is, and I am extremely blessed. But it's a lot of work. It's a whole lot of work, and I know a lot of people depend on me, and it's a lot of weight on my shoulders. And I just, pray about it, and I tell the good Lord, I'm hunting. The next mature buck you see in front of me, Lord, just bless me with the right shot, and I'm not going to be picky. I'm not going to I'm not going to go hunt for a monster. I just want to go hunt a mature buck. I want to have fun, and I want to glorify you through doing that.
Hello, I'm Jeff with One and Done Pro. Today we're going to talk about the internal parts of this unit. First things first, these do not secure the unit. You can use this for your lid, but we would rather you use bolts or locks on the front of this feeder. Next, once you open the unit, take your battery. Our timers are one of the easiest timers to work. Very simple. When you plug your timer in, time's gonna come up. Use your hour and your minute button to set the time. Once that's done, you hit set again. Number 1 will come up, your first feeding time. Again, hour and minute to set your first feeding time. You go back to set. It will show 10 seconds. Use your hour and minute for up and down. Minute for seconds to increase, hour to decrease. When you hit set again, you will see a number 2. You repeat the process. You have up to 6 settings on this unit. The last feature is the motor speed, 100%. Hours for down to 50%, minutes up. And then you hit the test button to test your unit. Stand back, you have a 10-second delay. Your unit will run. Next week, we're going to show you our Scout model, the 30-gallon feeder.
Bushwhackers Land Clearing provides cost-effective land clearing and brush grinding services in Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas, and surrounding areas. Our environmentally conscious approach keeps soil disturbance to a minimum, and we can use selective land clearing to clear only the trees you want removed. Bushwhackerslandclearing.com. Commercial, farm and ranch, and right-of-way clearing. 580-920-5039.
Fields of gold, acres of green, mountains of earth. The land is your canvas. Paint it with horsepower and solid steel. Purpose-built equipment for a job done right.
At Textile Utility Equipment in Durant, and you can see us online at textileutility.com.
Hauser Furniture, located at 201 West Main in Tishomingo, Oklahoma, would like to invite you to stop by and check out all their showroom floors. Hauser Furniture, friendly folks serving you with hometown hospitality. Tisch Lumber Company is your one-stop shop for all your home project needs. Carrying a wide variety of products and service that makes a difference is our number one go. Tisch Lumber. Stop by at 108 North Broadway in Tishomingo, Oklahoma. Big River Sales, located in Lone Grove, Oklahoma, builds and carries panels, gates, carports, pipe, and tubing. Big River Sales. It's better at the river.
This segment of Surrender Outdoors is brought to you by
Bluebonnet Feeds, makers of Trophy Maker Antler Blaster Deer Feed. Formulated to not only grow big bucks, but attract them too. Check us out for a dealer near you. So I had another lease that I got on with one of my partners, with Justin Boone. Been a friend for over 25 years and was able to work something out with him to where I could take a buck off his property. And so I go in, I set me a place up. I start getting some covert trail cams of some decent bucks. You know, these deer aren't monsters like they are at some of the other places that we hunt, but some good, respectable, and most importantly, some mature deer. So I get me a spot set up, I go hunt it for, well, 3 hunts, and you'll see what happens.
I don't know, folks. It looks like I hit him forward. I don't know what's going on. Damn. He's a big one. I'm gonna rewatch the footage.
Surrender Outdoors is also brought to you in part by Scoped Optics, Lynch Lawn and Landscape, Advantech Pest Services, Blackburn Plumbing, Taco Casa, Deesner Appraisal Service, Westside Family Dentistry, Wolf Chiropractic Clinic, Racing J Signs and Designs, and BM Surveying. To hunt like a native, we need silence. Native ground blinds have eliminated Velcro and zippers with the quiet slide window system. Control your noise with a native ground blind. We make gear that heightens your native hunting skills. M&M Tire and Quick Lube specializes in tires, alignments, brakes, suspension, and general repair. If your vehicle needs service, Richard and the crew would like to invite you to 14748 Highway 70, Ardmore, Oklahoma. M&M Tire and Quick Lube.
Hello, Tex Homeland. Ken Lefevre's here with Tishomingo Chevrolet. I'd like to invite you to our dealership. If you're looking for a hometown family business you can trust, Tishomingo Chevrolet is exactly what you're looking for.
From our fully trained, award-winning service staff to our professional and personal sales department, 100% customer satisfaction is our goal.
We don't do price gimmicks and play games to waste your valuable time and money. Simply put, we are a proud small-town dealership and we do what it takes.
American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is built to a higher standard, so you can focus on the problems in your life that really actually matter.
Hey, Dave.
Like giving Jeff his ladder back before he takes it back, or where to put the food when you both get the groceries, or the doggy door that just became a raccoony door. Whatever you're worrying about, it won't be this. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, built to a higher standard.
Fan collector calls not responsible for attacks by large wild gobblers while using the triple T's.
This segment of Surrender Outdoors is brought to you by...
After hundreds of hours of preparing and scouting, and I've got my sights on a big buck, there's only one I trust. HHA Sports.
Man, I gotta calm down. The shot looks forward in the shoulder. And I heard a deer at the back stop and like cough and gurgle, but I didn't hear a crash. So I'm gonna get down and go look at the arrow. I couldn't see it for the longest time. I can't tell if it passed through and kicked out. It had to stay in him for a little bit, so it didn't pass through. So I need to go see how much penetration. I can see blood through the camera on it, but oh, I'm not worried. Those ram cats, man, they cut. That white hair and fat on that arrow is concerning. That's all the signs of a brisket shot. I knew the shot was forward because he pulled back. Dang it. They bleed a lot when they're brisket shot. Okay, I'm backing out. That fat on the arrow does not look good at all. That's got all the signs of a brisket shot, so I'm gonna back out. Chance is coming out to help me, and there's a lot of blood on the ground. I can see a trail, but they bleed a lot when you shoot them forward like that. I'm just hoping to have nicked the heart. So anyways, I can see down through there, right where he went, at least 80 yards, and I don't see him laying. So let's back out and we'll reconvene. The shed. What do you think? It looks kind of like the deer I shot.
That's what I was fixing.
It's an 8-point.
Yeah.
Remember, I heard him cough. That's where he stopped. Look at that. Oh, we didn't drop off down there. There he is. He's right there. Oh my God, yes. Make sure he's done. Yeah, he's done. Here, I will. Oh my gosh. I knew we could smell it. I knew it went far. That buzzard ran out of that tree. Yeah, we'll just leave that there. Yeah. Let me see if I can see him. Yeah, I'm just making sure the camera can. Thank you for coming and filming. We got a heck of a drag back.
Yeah, it's all uphill.
Glad I called you now. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Lord. Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah.
Wide joker. Oh.
All right, folks, well, here he is. I made a horrible shot on him, but thank God for a good broadhead like Ramcat, because I hit him way forward in the brisket. He turned as I shot, which everything this year I'm shooting low and right from the stand. I don't know what's going on, as I'm changing my anchor point or something, but I'm sure glad to get this buck. We waited 3 hours. I called Chance, he's the one running camera right now, and asked him if he could come help me recover him. I knew when I got down and looked at the whitetail stalker, that after shot, there was a lot of blood. So I knew I had to cut a main artery, and I just want to thank the good Lord above. I just started praying immediately, and you know, I've already lost a deer this year and missed one. And like I said, I got to figure out what's going on, but still, you know, I shoot this obsession fixation better than any bow I've shot, and I shot 3D all summer and shot great. I'm just doing something different in the stand, but we won't focus on the negative. The positive is we got a big buck down. Just want to thank my buddy Justin for letting me get on the lease with you this year, and for being a part of Surrender Outdoors, and thanks Chance for coming and filming me, man. I appreciate it.
No problem. Anytime, but I'm glad we found it.
Now the work starts. We got to drag him uphill.
The whole way.
He went about 150 yards, but about half of that's down in a canyon, as you can see behind me. I want to read you some scripture from my Bible here, and in 2 Corinthians 4:8 it says, "We are afflicted in every way, but not crushed, perplexed, but not despaired, persecuted, but not forsaken, struck down, but not destroyed." You know, we're always going to have times in our life where we let ourselves down, we have things happen, whether it's through other people, through our actions, you know, things that we do ourselves. And with all that said, I wrote a little note here in my Bible that says, "I will not be destroyed." And the reason why is because of the grace of Jesus. I don't know what I'd do without him. I don't know what anybody does without him, without surrendering to the Lord. If you don't know the Lord as your personal Savior, and you have any questions or comments, please contact us on Facebook or at our email, surrenderoutdoors7@gmail.com, and we'd love to talk to you about that.
I don't blame
I've waited long enough. I don't have to whisper no more.
Oh my God, this is going to be fun uphill. Closed captioning for Surrender Outdoors is provided by Tishomingo Chevrolet. We do what it takes.